guys, Dom Likes to Eat here, back at it again with another video. And today we are making this vegan Philly. All right, so I have all of my ingredients right here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you everything that we need for this recipe. This recipe honestly should cost you about $10 or less, and it's really fun to make, really simple, and really delicious. All right, everything you'll need for this video is I have a yellow onion here, and this is for one person, so these measurements are like this. A red pepper, a green pepper, shiitake mushrooms, portobello mushrooms, and these are some garlic, and then this here is a wild Chanterelle mushroom. I don't know, they're like $15. I've been looking for these because I've been wanting to cook with them. So if you can't find this, just get oyster mushrooms, or these are fine, or whatever mushrooms of your choice. We have some Daiya, which I don't use a lot of, some vegetable broth, our cashews for our cheese sauce, our earth balance, our olive oil, and then some bread, vegan bread from the store. So first things first that we're gonna focus on is creating our Philly. Usually with this, I like to marinate my mushrooms in liquid smoke a little to give it a little bit of a smoky flavor, but I'm not gonna do that today. I'm actually just gonna flash cook them real quick, place them in the oven, and then go ahead and cook my onions and peppers. You wanna let them cook on each side first, and you're gonna sprinkle each side with salt, pepper, and garlic powder only for now. Well, no, you're gonna sprinkle each side with your seasonings, and then you're gonna flip them, but they should only be cooking like maybe 5 minutes on each side, because you're gonna finish them off in the oven. And the other mushrooms, the fancy mushrooms I got, I'm gonna do separately. So my pan is starting to heat up, so I'm gonna take my Lowry's, because remember, we're gonna flip these. I'm just gonna sprinkle some on this side. Next is my pepper. I'm gonna do about a pinch of pepper. I have my chili powder. That way the mushrooms keep their texture. Because if you overcook these, it's gonna be no bueno. Took my garlic powder. And now I'm gonna take my steak seasoning and just sprinkle that on the side too. So look, I know you're probably wondering, so when does the liquid smoke come in? And parsley. When both sides have been, you know, cooking in its seasonings, towards the end, I'm just gonna put a little sprinkle of liquid smoke in there, just so I can get the aroma of the smoky flavor, okay? Sounds good. So let's let these cook on this side, and then I'll flip them, do the same thing, and show you what to do next. While that's cooking, I'm gonna give you one of the biggest vegan life hacks that you probably never knew. So we're gonna make our cheese sauce using cashews. Usually people tell you to soak your cashews overnight, but because I, have clients and we really don't have time for that, the hack is you boil your cashews for 10 to 12 minutes, and it's just like soaking them overnight. You never have to soak them over. Who has time to do that? You never have to soak them overnight again. You just boil them for 10 to 12 minutes. They're super soft, and then boom, you're ready for your cheese sauce. So you use about like 2 cups of water, depending on how many cashews you're using. I'm probably gonna use half a cup of cashews since it's just for me. It's time to flip these mushrooms. I'm not gonna show my whole cheese sauce recipe, because it's a similar cheese sauce that I use for my mac and cheese, which is like top secret. But you are gonna use cashews as the base. You can season it, but you don't have to. You can always just mix milk and Daiya cheese together, and that gets the job done too. Some people prefer that. You have to have a lot of patience when working with cashews. All right, so we are gonna finish them off in the oven. Mushrooms. So that's what we're gonna stuff our Philly with. Remember though, we still have one more mushroom to work with, and that's going to be the more meatier mushroom. And remember, mushrooms shrink in size, so use enough. And you can give them a little taste test. I'm going to give these a taste test just to make sure that I have the flavor that I want. So now you're going to do the same thing with the wild Chanterelle mushrooms. I believe I'm saying that correctly. I'm not sure. This is my first time actually cooking with these. A lot of times when I do these recipes, they just come to my head and I'm like, I'm just gonna record it. It's really me just learning the recipe. I mean, I know how to cook, but as I kind of learn with you guys. So this is the mushroom. It's definitely very interesting, but we're gonna see what we can do with it. Water is boiling, so we're just going to add our cashews. This is about half a cup. And if you make, there's never such thing as too much cheese sauce. You can always save it for later. If you freeze it, or if you place it in the fridge, it's more like a cheese spread. So we just finished the mushrooms. We're about to place them in the oven. The wild Chanterelle mushrooms, they kind of remind me of like chicken, like, or fat on a steak. Like, they're very fatty. I don't know how they're gonna finish off in the oven, but I guess we'll just all find out. So this is what it looks like. My oven's set on 400. Your cashews are boiling and they should look like this. So our mushrooms and cashews have been cooking for about 10 minutes now, so let's check on them and see how it's looking. These are our cashews. You know the cashews are done when it kind of reduces like this. That's kind of how you know they're done, because you don't want to boil them too much, because then they just become like boiled peanuts and develop this first flavor. So 10 to 12 minutes, that's how they should look. And this is our mushrooms for the inside of our Philly. Looking freaking yummy. So time to make our cheese sauce. So we have our cashews, and we're just gonna add about half of the cashews that we boiled, because you can always add more. I never like to add too many. We're gonna add some minced garlic. This is about the end of it. Salt. A nice hefty amount of salt because it cooks out. Onion powder. You're gonna do about a teaspoon and a half. Well, no, probably about a tablespoon of each. Nooch. This stuff is a freaking lifesaver when you're making cheese sauce. As much as your little heart possibly wants of this. Pinch of pepper just to taste. Garlic powder. Cumin, but not too much of cumin, like maybe an eighth of a teaspoon to a fourth of a teaspoon, because too much cumin can always overpower anything. These are the whole cumin cloves, so when I blend them up, the flavor will you know, come. But yeah, too much cumin is no bueno. About a teaspoon of paprika. We're gonna take ripples. This is key. You want to use ripples. You can use any plant-based milk though, but I prefer ripples. You're gonna pour that in. You're also gonna take about a teaspoon to half a teaspoon of cornstarch, because this will just make it thicker when we heat it up. Let me just start measuring stuff out. You also want to put in about a half of a lemon, which we just have lemon juice here, so a little bit of lemon juice. And let's blend her up. All right guys, so I kind of cut off the whole cheese making process because I had some technical difficulties. However, it came out fine. Like I said, when working with cashews, I'll link a good cheese sauce right here, but I mean, it came out fine. But when working with cashews, you just have to, like, it's trial and error. So yeah, now you just heat up your cashew cheese on low because you don't really want to cook it, because when you cook it, it just doesn't come out nice. And then add like a handful of Daiya cheese and some butter and stir that in, and it should start to melt. But please, you have to do this on low. If you don't do this on low, it ain't gonna come out good. For our onions and peppers, we're gonna cook them in olive oil and butter. Really just olive oil, some salt, some pepper, and some a little bit of vegetable stock, just to kind of give the bread something like a juice to kind of coat when I dip the bread, and that's really it. So once your onions and peppers have cooked until they're pretty, like, almost translucent, but not quite there, transparent, translucent, I don't know, you're going to add in your vegetable stock. And this is literally, you can cook this on high. This is just to give it some juice. So at this point, you're gonna wanna go ahead and heat up your bread in the oven or on the griddle. And then this should be what your onions and peppers look like. And you're gonna turn the heat to low so that they can go ahead and simmer. So now it's time to plate our food. So you're gonna take your 2 pieces of bread. Oh, these are hot. I already toasted them. And there's leftover juices in from the mushrooms and onions from the vegetable broth. And we're gonna just dip it in there to make the sandwich extra juicy. Should look like this. If you don't like soggy bread, then you shouldn't do this, but it should look like this. So now I am going to top it with our mushrooms. So we're gonna just load these on here. So it should look like that. Now we're gonna take our onions and peppers and top it. So juicy. Now we're gonna take our beautiful cheese sauce, and I'm gonna use a spoon, and we're just gonna spoon it on top. Y'all, I have to give you a close-up of how delicious this actually looks. Like, I'm so hungry. All right, guys, so now it's time for the taste test. Let's go ahead and give this baby a try. I don't even know where to start. Look at that wonderful freaking goodness. So we're going in for the taste test. Oh my god, I think I might make another one. This is so good. Wow. I might get a little thinner bread next time, but the 3 different mushrooms each have a different texture. It's like a burst of flavors. The onions, the mushrooms, the cheese sauce, everything is just so fucking freaking good. Excuse me. Woo! Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Be on the lookout for Vegan Hippie Cafe. If you are in the Atlanta area, I am currently taking orders. Head to Vegan Hippie Cafe Vegan Hippie Cafe on Instagram. What else? Subscribe, like. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. And have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, happy whatever you celebrate. And just keep being awesome. All right, see you in the next video. Bye.